Howdy everybody, my name is Salty Table and welcome back to episode 37 of my Rags to Riches series. Wow, this series is getting pretty long now. Anyways, today I wanted to show you how to do the Cayo Perico Heist Elite challenge solo. This method's pretty good for beginners and can be done in about 10 minutes. So basically when you set up the heist, you need to select your approach vehicle as the velum, your infiltration point as the airstrip, the compound infiltration point as the drainage tunnel. That's important. Then when you can choose anything as you want as the escape because we're just going to swim away. Your time of day needs to be day so you can see enemies. You're going to need suppressors to take out the enemies. And then something important that you'll need is the weapon stash because when you land on the airstrip, they're going to search you, and if you have your weapons on you, they're going to shoot you up, and that's going to be detection, and that's going to disrupt the elite challenge. Now to make this specific method work, you will need secondary targets by the airstrip. Otherwise, it's going to cost you a little bit of time. My secondary locations are in that shed behind the airstrip, and if you have closer ones, like in the hangar, you'll see right here. Right here, right when you spawn off, you'll spawn at the airfield, which is a really good spawn location because there are 3 secondary target locations. There are 2 in the hangar and 1 in that little shed. If you have 1 in the hangar, if you like are specifically only going for coke and there's like coke spawns in there, that's great. But you can also check this little shed right behind the apartments, or I guess right next to these apartments. But when you go to check them out, make sure you watch this guard right here because this guard does patrol up and down the road. So what you want to do, take that gun that you have suppressors and then take out the guard. Make sure you get headshots. Those are important because if you don't, then they may fall down, and then they may, you might have to shoot them, and then they'll ring the bell, they'll set off the alarm. So take out the guards with headshots. Don't worry about having to take out cameras. You can take out like 3 or 4, and they won't detect you. I hopped that specific wall back there so I can get easy access through here. I didn't have to go past the guards. Then make sure you have the cutting torch to get through any gates, to get any secondary targets that you need. And if you're interested in seeing what setups that you need or what preps you need to do, that's basically what I did in episode 35 of my Rags to Riches series. All the preps I did in episode 35 are the exact same as the ones I did for this heist, except I'm using the velum, which is the exact same setup as gathering intel. So I basically already did all the preps in another video if you need a description of how to do them. This is just primarily for the heist. So after you grab your secondary targets from the airport, run over here, get on this dirt bike. This is possibly what could make or break the heist right here. Drive over to this waterway, and right here, there's always going to be boats driving through here. Sometimes you'll get good spawns, sometimes you won't. Like right here, I got a very good spawn, which is why I'm using this footage, alright? So right here, a boat spawns. Just take out the guards. They'll drive pretty close to the shoreline when they do drive through here. You should be able to aimbot them with, or like auto lock onto them. I'm not sure if it's called aimbot, but you should be able to lock onto them as they drive by. Don't worry, they're not guards. So if you miss your first shot, they're not gonna sound the alarm. They'll just keep driving away. You'll spook them, but they will drive faster. So getting a headshot could be a little bit more challenging. Once you get the boat, we're just gonna drive around the entire island, watch out for patrol boats with like guards, and we're just going to drive right up to El Rubio's compound. Once you drive up to El Rubio's compound, just right around this corner, the drainage tunnel is going to be on that left side of the building. I kind of drove a little bit closer to the center, so when I dove in the water, just swim a little bit to that left if you pulled up the same way I did, and the drainage tunnel should be right there. You should note that you don't have air tanks, and your character's lungs are not as water resistant as air tanks. So take note that when you're done cutting your way through this grate, your character is going to start taking damage because he's run out of oxygen. Now I don't think that he'll run out of oxygen in this exact cutscene where you can't see, like you can see that where the mini-map would be, it's not there, so I don't think my character is going to take any, I don't think your character will take any damage in this particular scene, but I do know for a fact that when you get out of it, your character starts taking damage. You can counteract this in a few ways. You can swim really fast up to the entry point, or you could open up your snack menu and eat snacks. kind of like halfway, like when you're halfway to the entry point, you could eat snacks, regenerate his health, and then get the other half. But once you get up into the compound, it's basically the exact same thing as if you were to just come up here with the submarine, go through the drainage tunnel. Just run through this courtyard, stay a little bit to the left to avoid those guards on the right. Make sure you watch for that juggernaut because he does turn the corner pretty quickly. Then you only have to take out 3 guards. That's 1 guard. And then run around the building. Take out this guard. That's 2 guards. And then run up the stairs. And there's going to be a guard coming around the corner. He does sometimes come up on you pretty quick. And he's a lot closer than you might think. And he's right there. Guard 3. You can get the key card from here, but the key card is no use if you don't have a second person, because to get those key cards, I believe, are specifically for gold, and the gold is hidden within the compound, and you need 2 people to open the grates of gold. When you open the hack, it's the first hack is usually the easiest. It only requires maybe like 3 or 4 changes at most. But the first hack is pretty easy. You should be able to breeze through that. Hack number 2 is a little bit harder, and then third is obviously the hardest. The best suggestion I can give you is just try to match it to the one on the right. Now, I'm not going to make you watch me do all this stuff in the vault. Once you get down to the vault, you just need to cut your way through that door. Then you need to cut your way through the glass, and then boom, you got your rubies. Well, depending on what it is, it could be bearer bonds or the what's it called? That bottle of tequila that they have. But once you come out, this is you've basically got the hardest parts of the heist done. This is the easy part, okay? Now you're going to need to watch the rotations of the guards, because I can see that the juggernaut is on my right side. So I use that key that I got from the guard, that third guard that I killed, to get through that gate on the left. Then I can just aimbot these enemies here, because the military rifle has pretty good range, honestly. Then I will use the main gate as my exit point, and this is going to look very similar to a lot of methods that you've probably seen. We're just going to take out this guard right here on the bike, and we're just going to take that bike, and we're just going to drive right off the cliff and swim as far away as we can. You're not going to be able to swim as deep as you normally would if you had like the scuba gear, and you won't be able to swim as fast if you had the scuba gear. But it doesn't really matter, because the only reason you need to swim deep and far is if someone was chasing you, and El Rubio doesn't know your location, so you won't have to swim that far underwater. So you'll be able to come up for air. As you may have seen, I took a little bit of damage coming off that cliff. You do kind of want to take precaution when you're coming off the cliff. You won't lose much money, and your loot bag won't be affected if you're taking damage. Your loot bag will, I'm pretty confident, always remain full if you filled it up. It will lose value, but it won't run out. Like the little loot bag bar won't run out. So that's pretty much the whole method. Just keep swimming and swimming and swimming, and you will enter the cutscene. It does take a little bit longer since we're not using the scuba gear, and this was basically a pretty good way to do it, in my opinion. I will be uploading a more advanced way of how to do this in under 10 minutes tomorrow. I believe I can do it. I'm not really sure yet though, but I was able to do this. My fastest time right now is about 10 minutes and 6 seconds, and I definitely think I can get that down below 10. But this is a good beginner's method. It's really fast, and you don't have to deal with a lot of guards. It's basically just easy sailing all the way through, minimal guard killing, and it's pretty laid back. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's $1.39 million. Not bad. That's a pretty good tag. Cayo Perico Heist is now my favorite thing in GTA. So as always, guys, remember, if you have any questions about doing this heist, or have any questions on what's a good method or entry point, anything about this heist, anything, please let me know in the comment section. I love helping people. I pride myself on being able to help people. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Whatever, you guys have heard that 1,000 times probably. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take it easy, boys.
I just wanna be happy.